All right, so this is going to be an easy one. This is just going to be a clip we're going to play from one of the classes we did on Cal Newport.
Okay.
So Cal Newport's been a guy that we and a lot of people in our class have kind of been recovering from.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone's like, whoa, I'm learning a lot from this guy that learns a lot.
Yeah.
Cal Newport being kind of an ISTP, more of an introverted guy.
Yeah.
Kind of a Tim Ferriss kind of guy at like really figuring out stuff in reality.
Yes.
And so I haven't even watched the clip. I'm kind of in a hurry here, but it's something along the lines, looking at my notes, it's like about finding your passion.
Okay.
And so I think it's a good rant that I had of like kind of how I've found my passion over the years.
Okay.
And of course, you know, being a blaster, doing everything backwards and then researching it later.
Right.
Realizing a lot of what accidentally kind of worked for me in my younger years is exactly what Cal Newport instructs people to do a little bit more clearly and consciously. So I don't need to even talk anymore. Let me just go right into the clip.
Well, you can shrink it all the way down to Steve Martin's advice, which is where I got the title for the book, which was be so good they can't ignore you. It's like that's what Martin used to tell aspiring entertainers. And what he said was, well, they always were hoping there was going to be some secret, or here's how you get noticed, or here's how you get the right agent. What he would always tell them is be so good they can't ignore you. If you do that, lots of other good things will come. And so I ended up naming that book So Good They Can't Ignore You is because that advice basically turns out to be incredibly applicable, especially if you're new. Let's say you're new to the job market, you're right out of school. You want to be passionate about what you do. By far, probably the most important thing you can do, the most important step you can take if you want to maximize the probability that you have a fantastic working life is put your head down and go into apprentice mode. I'm going to master something that's unambiguously valuable. You do that, on that foundation, all sorts of really good things come. Good things that include real satisfaction and passion for your work.
That's the micro message.
Yeah.
Go get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
Go do crazy stuff you don't necessarily like, but you're building the experience.
Right.
That's exactly how we did it. I don't like the internet. I hate RC airplanes.
Right.
I don't like videos. Psychology's like, okay.
Average.
It's like one of those like 6 or 7 things. Like, yeah, it's kind of interesting to me. Psychology, good enough.
Yeah.
It's never been my passion. It's becoming more of a passion.
Sure.
As like it's all that we do and we're getting better at it. Like it's becoming a passion for us. Did not start a passion. Do we look like psychologists? Do we look like internet people? Does it look like we like sitting in front of these fucking little things?
No.
No, we don't.
No.
But it's an apprentice of like, these are things that are in demand. These are voids that are in the universe.
Yeah.
That's what the Mike Rowe story is. Like people found like demands that are needed. Like, oh, there was nobody in town to clean the thing. So I just started cleaning the thing. I didn't like cleaning the thing. 20 years later, I like cleaning the thing because I got fucking tons of money and I'm helping people and I'm just finding meaning.
Right.
And that's been the story. It's backwards.
Oh, absolutely.
But also like the advice I'd really say is like, be very specific on what you go spend your time with. Like things like social media and emailing and and customer support and advertising and product awareness and stuff like that. These are more valuable things in today's economy.
Right.
Versus I can fix a dishwasher. That's not or I can deliver a package.
Right.
The market's kind of flooded on I can deliver a package.
Right. You do have to understand the trends of where things are going. And I think he was kind of hinting at that at the very beginning of like, do kind of narrow it into, I'm going to be interested in these general areas, but also then make sure they're not just, I'm going to be a copy repairman. Okay, great. Now they have places that do that for you. Oh, okay, I want to be a in-home cook. Okay, maybe, but like they're just the way that the whole industry is going. Like start paying attention to that and be like, okay, so there are going to be more computer jobs out there, or there's going to be less computer jobs out there, or there's going to be more delivery jobs out there. Like own where all of this is going so you can actually have a job once you're done with all your skill building.
What's so great about Apprentice Mode, I'm not putting full-time judgment on myself because I'm just in practice mode.
Oh, right.
I'm only 42 screwing around on the internet. This isn't my real business. My real business starts when I'm 65.
Right.
So judge me as an adult in my real business when I'm 60. I'm just in apprentice mode.
Right.
I'm just learning how to do social media for 20 years and how to figure out psychology. This isn't my real job yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mind game I'm playing with myself, which allows me to get up every day, get moving, do stuff I don't want to do, fail constantly, calibrate, learn, because it doesn't really count. Because if this did count, and this is my job, and this is my passion, and this is real, this matters, now I've pumped myself so full of anxiety, I don't want to get out of bed.
That's really true.
So it's a little bit of a apprentice mode. I'm just here to learn. I'm just here to make mistakes. I'm just here working for free, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'm helping someone for free, you know?
You're putting the weight on you versus the job. I feel like what happens with the passion game, a lot of it is, if this doesn't work out, I'm in trouble because I'm blowing it up into this fake thing that if it isn't that great, I don't know what to do. So I have to keep
Right.
my mind on, it's good, right? It's good, right? Like
Right.
if you're putting the pressure on some kind of weird, like, well, this is my job. Hopefully it's acceptable to you and me. And
Right.
is it good enough? I'm not sure. Like it needs to be so much more about I'm building, because you will, if you're really not paying attention to the building game, you might even take that out of context and be like,
Right.
oh, I'm only 1%ing over the next 3
Right.
months, so it's okay that don't check with me now. I'm not doing that great, and I'm
Right.
okay because I'm bullshitting. It's like it's still going to be about pressure on self, building self, and accepting, of course, that things take time, accepting the apprentice mode of things take time, but also don't expect the job itself to hold some magical thing for you that
Right.
you're not responsible for.
Right.
So my time is short. Let me summarize what I had to say today. So how do people end up loving what they do for a living? Well, we know that follow your passion sounds good, but it's too simplistic. The more common story is that they systematically build up a skill. Passion grows along with that skill. You can't have a good job until you're good at something. And in knowledge work, deep work and the different rituals and habits that surround it is what's going to help you build up those skills and therefore build this working life that you really love. So to bring it back to where we started, if we look back to Steve Jobs, we see actually this is what he did. So he might have stumbled into Apple Computer, but once that opportunity was there, he was obsessive about building things that are actually of value to the world. And as he did this better and better, as he became more valuable to the world, he became more and more passionate about what he did for a living. So if I had to summarize this in one phrase, I'd say, if you want to love what you do what Steve Jobs did and not what he said. Thank you.
We're going to ask you questions.
Right now, go.
Okay, I can't follow passion. I don't know what to do. Like,
That makes sense. Like,
I'm like, I was in high school, I'm not going to college.
there's two things. The most common things when somebody can't find their passion is one, they're over putting pressure on finding their passion, and it becomes like this convoluted fucking whole thing. And two, they just haven't tried enough shit. Have you ever tried to cook a gourmet meal? Like, and I could probably sit here for the rest of my life and give you 8, like, people, it's so heady, but like, there's tasting shit that I call tasting shit, which is that, like literally saving up $180, going and buying fucking like expensive fucking food and trying to like make it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I'm a chef. Like the biggest thing is people don't do shit. They don't do shit. They stay in such a lane, or they make it so heady, You need me, right? Yeah.